Hello everyone, welcome back to G&J Exploring. In today's video we complete our trip to Prague and spend our day in the Old Town shown in green on the map. We start off at Café Chloé and have a very pink but very nice breakfast before heading to Prague train station to look at a very large Lego model. We then visit the train restaurant again to have a quick drink before heading to the terrace of the Prince Hotel to have a look at the wonderful view out across the old town square. We then head down to the square and have a look at the Prague Astronomical clock and listen to it chime, before walking through the square and looking at what it has to offer. We then head back towards the river, visiting the Old-New Synagogue along the way, before crossing back over to the lesser town and heading down the bank to the memorial to the victims of Communism. We then head back to the hotel and have a quick rest before heading out to dinner at the Café Imperial to have an absolutely excellent dinner. We hope you enjoy this video and on with the show.
So it's a new day, we are out and about. It's a bit late in the day, it's almost 11 o'clock, so we've had a little bit of a slow start, but we're here now. It's another pretty chilly day, but instead of snow coming in, it does have blue skies, which is nice. And we're now heading up towards the train station again to another cafe concept location, and Juliet says I'm really going to hate the concept of this cafe, so I'm looking forward to finding out what it is.
So this is where I've taken George, Chloé Cafe. The food was very good, that is why we're here. But it's just a bit different for George, and here it is, impersonating an angel. Lots of avocado on toast, and things like that. Good food, to be fair, not badly priced. Lots of boyfriends in there looking upset. But now we're off to explore Prague.
So we are at the Jindřiška Tower, which is a big old tower here in the old city. There's not too much to say about it other than it's big and old, but there we go. There's a nice tower, and we're now going to be heading past this church to the train station.
Here we are inside the train station, and the first thing I brought George to see is a full-scale replica made of Lego of the train station. This is the outside, and then over here you have the inside where you can see the platforms and the inner workings. There are some buttons that the children are pressing, but they don't seem to be having any effect.
So we're now outside the opera, which looks very impressive, as all the old buildings here do, and we're just heading down to the National Museum. The new bit of it is in front of us to the left, looking very brutalist, but the older bit and the more interesting bit is just a bit further on, and we'll do another video when we get there. And here we have the main museum here in Prague, looking very, very nice. I think this is the Museum of Prague or Czech history or something along those lines, and it does look like a very nice building. Now, as I think I said on the first day, it's about 4 hours to go around the whole thing, and Juliet and I do not have the time for that right now, so we're going to have a look from the outside, and then we're going to be heading back down the main shopping street because Juliet wants to go look in a shop which apparently you can only normally find in France.
Look where we're back at, ladies and gentlemen, the train restaurant. And what do we have here? George has ordered us some drinks. And it's off, and we're left with the drinks.
So we're just a little bit on from a train restaurant, but we're up on a rooftop bar, and to be fair to Juliet, she has found some absolutely excellent places. So this is just a normal rooftop bar. I'll swing around, you can see it. There we go, rooftop bar, but completely free to get up, drinks are normal prices, and you get this great view out across the square. So we go down there in a little bit and do a few more videos when we're down there, but for now I'm going to be able to have another pint and look at the nice view.
We've moved seat at the bar and we've got some drinks. We're waiting for the clocks to go off. the clock goes off on the hour. So we'll sit here, enjoy our drinks, people watching the Prague life go by, and wait to see the clock. So here we are at the bottom of the astronomical clock. Now, this has got an unfortunate reputation of one of Europe's top 5 most disappointing attractions. However, George and I quite appreciate it. So the blue you can see on the top dial means you're in the day, the red means you're in dusk, and the black means you are at night. And the hands represent different things as well. It's quite an interesting clock, got quite a lot of information, but maybe a little bit underwhelming. Still something to see if you're in Prague though.
So just a touch away from the clock tower, we are in the main square, and as you can see, it's a very nice main square. We've got a lot of churches, we have some food stalls, which is convenient because I desperately need some food, and all in all, it's very, very nice. So let's wander through here, see what we find. We have some more manky ice creams, and yeah, it's all very, very pleasant. So after heading into the Mont Blanc store to get Juliet's new pens, we are looking at the Old-New Synagogue, or the New Old Synagogue. I can't remember which way around it is, but this is a synagogue here in Prague, and Prague has quite a large Jewish population, or at least did in the past. So they have quite a few synagogues, and this is also the most interesting and oldest. And we're just having a look around the outside. We're not going to go in because we don't tend to go into religious buildings. But there we go. It's a nice little church. And we're now going to be heading down the road just there, across the river. And we've got a few things to see on the other side of the river where we were yesterday. So we're on our way to the river, and we have a statue, something to do with Franz Kafka, with no head. So we've ended up on the other side of the river from where we were walking yesterday. We've got the castle over river in the distance, as you can see, just through these trees. And we're going to head across this bridge in front of us and then wander along the other bank where we walked through yesterday. So we're heading across the bridge. Nice bridge. We've got the castle in the distance, and spinning around we have yet another view of a very nice Charles Bridge across the river. So we're once again at a bar today, and we're at the bar at the bottom of the narrow alleyway we were at yesterday, and it's a very nice bar. We have a view of the Charles Bridge over there, and spinning around we have a view of this little canal, very Venetian, just beside of us. So we're having a nice drink. I have a half litre of Pilsner Urkel, the best beverage here in town. And we're going to see what we do now, but I think we're going to head a little bit more along this side because Juliet says there's some statues we need to see a little bit down the river. So we're a bit further down the river, and we have quite a sad memorial here to the victims of communism. It's a bit strange going to Prague. They don't say very much at all about the communist period. I guess it's maybe still a little bit too recent for them, but there is a memorial in front of us. But spinning round, we have quite a few trees in blossom, which is very pleasant here in this little park. And spinning around a bit more, we have the bridge in the distance, which will take us back to the hotel, and it's the bridge that we were on right at the beginning of our trip 3 days in the past. So we're going to go back to the hotel for a little sit down, and then we'll be heading to dinner later on, and we'll see if there's anything to show you at dinner.
It's our last night here in Prague. I brought George to the Café Imperial, 1920s cafe, it's what they call a restaurant, with the carvings and the tilings. Quite a posh restaurant to end our last night. The food is awesome, the company okay.
So we've had our very nice meal, really very nice. So that's the Imperial Cafe, as Juliet said. I had the steak, she had the duck, and I also had some steak tartare, and she had a creme brulee to finish. Very, very good. It's about £80 in total, and well worth having. So it was a Michelin recommended place as well to add to our list. So it wasn't starred, just recommended. But yeah, very good. Well worth going to. So that was the Café Imperial. We're now looking at one of the old city gates here in Prague. And it's quite late in the evening now, and we'll be heading back to our hotel. So we're just going to head down here. And that's going to be it for us here in Prague. Been here for nearly 3 days, and it's been a very good 3 days. We've quite liked Prague. It is a little bit touristy. The city centre is a little bit ruined by tourists, but I think that's pretty much everywhere now. But all in all, well worth doing. And if you stay away from the centre, there is some history still to do, and there's quite a lot of nice bars to go and get a drink in.
So that ends our time in Prague. We had 3 excellent days, and as I said in the video, we would heartily recommend anyone visiting Prague if they have the opportunity, because it's a really nice place to visit, lots of things to do, and we would say 3 days is just about perfect to see all the sites. Anyway, thank you for watching these videos, and we will see you next time.